This is Kent with Kent Sports Replays coming to you on this Friday morning, August the 14th, 2026. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is ready for the weekend and hope everyone is ready for some playing of Payoff pitch using Game Pulse this morning as we're going to continue in my replay of the 1972 Major League Baseball season featuring the Pittsburgh Pirates and more importantly featuring Roberto Clemente. This morning we're going to be playing a game from May the 12th, 1972 between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Houston Astros, coming to you from Houston. So let's go to the game screen. Take a quick look at some of the current standings, paying most attention to the National League. As we see the National League East, the Pittsburgh Pirates are right in the middle of the pack at 11-9, but only a game and a half back from the National League East leading New York Mets, who are 13-8. In the West Division, you have the Houston Astros, who the Pirates will be playing today, on top of the Western Division at 15-6, with a run differential. They've really been piling on the runs, have a plus 34 run differential. Although in their last 10 games, they're 5-5. They lost their last outing. While the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 11-9, but they've won their last 4 games, being 5-5 in their last 10 with a plus 8 run differential. So they're not getting the runs that the Astros are getting, but let's see how today's game unfolds. So we'll go to today's games, click on play game, and now we can look at our lineups. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, on the left side of the screen, you'll see leading off and playing second base will be Dave Cash. Center fielder Al Oliver will be batting second. Our featured player and right fielder batting third is Roberto Clemente. In left field and cleaning up in the 4th spot is Willie Stargell. In the 5th spot, playing third base, is Richie Hebner. Batting 6th is the catcher, Manny Sanguillen. Batting 7th is the first baseman, Bob Robertson. Batting 8th is shortstop, Gene Alley. And pitching for the Pirates today is Steve Blass. We'll get his numbers when his time comes up. For the Houston Astros, leading off and playing shortstop is Roger Metzger. In center field, batting second is Cesar Cedeno. In right field, batting third is Jimmy Wynn. Batting in the cleanup spot is first baseman Lee May. Batting 5th is left fielder Bob Watson. Batting in the 6th spot is third baseman Doug Rader. Batting in the 7th spot is second baseman Tommy Helms. Batting in the 8th spot is your catcher, Johnny Edwards. And batting in the 9th spot is pitcher Larry Dierker. So that is our lineup. So let's play ball. Let's go down to the field. I've yet to set up a stadium for the Astros, so we're just getting the schematic from the game. So coming to the plate, first let's get our numbers from Larry Dierker. Let's take a look at his card. In this replay, he's at a 4.08 ERA in 28 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 13 while walking 9 batters and has a 1.26 whip. In the 72 season, he was 15-8 with a 3.40 ERA, so a very good season by Dierker, and striking out 115 while walking 51, allowing 14 home runs. So coming to the plate for the Astros is Dave Cash. Dave Cash in this replay is hitting 254 as opposed to his 282 average in 72. So Cash steps to the plate. Here's the offering from Durker. It's going to be an in-play roll of 55, and that's just ground ball to third. Doug Rader up with it, fires it over to Lee May at first for out number 1. That brings up Al Oliver, center fielder Oliver, batting .354 in this replay, above his .312 average in 72. Durker goes into his windup. It's going to be a tough roll of 20, and Al Oliver gets that offering and hits it in the gap between Wynn and Cedeno, getting to the wall. So it's a 1-out double by Al Oliver. That'll bring up our featured player, Roberto Clemente, with a runner in scoring position. Clemente hitting .425 in this replay with a home run and 12 RBIs. In 72, he batted .312 with 10 home runs. Here's the pitch to Clemente. It's going to be a patient roll of 48, and he just grounds it back to the pitcher, comebacker to the pitcher. And we'll see if the runner will advance. Pitcher looks back the lead runner and throws to first, so the runner will not advance. As Durker makes a good play, holding Oliver at second, firing over to first to get Clemente, and that'll bring up Willie Stargell. Stargell on the season, batting .286 with 5 home runs, as opposed to his .293 average with 33 home runs. Here's the pitch to Stargell. He gets a tough roll of 60, and what do we get here? He struck him out. So Stargell goes down swinging, so they leave a runner stranded on second. And now we go to the Houston Astros, the hot-hitting Astros. As Steve Blask is on the mound with a 4.25 ERA in this replay, with in 36 innings pitched, striking out 26, walking 12 with a 1.42 whip. In the 72 season, he was 19-8 with a 2.49 ERA, striking out 117 while walking 84. Blask underperforming so far, but see what he can get done today as Metzger comes to the plate. Metzger gets an in-play roll, in-play of 09, and it's a leadoff single by Metzger as he slaps one in front of Clemente in right field. And we're going to get a jump check for Metzger. He's got a jump rating of 4, and he will not. That roll of 9 well above the jump rating of 4, so Metzger will not be going. As Cesar Cedeno comes to the plate. Cedeno batting .359 with a home run. It's 14 RBIs, slightly above his .321 average in 72 with 22 home runs. Cedeno gets the offering from Blask. It's going to be another in-play roll of 97, but that's just a fly ball lifted into left field. Stargell settles underneath it for out number 1. And we're going to now get a bunt check on Wynn, but range of 2. Hit and run has been activated by the AI, so that Metzger will be running on contact. Blasts into his windup and the pitch. It's going to be a tough roll of 09, and we get the call by Frank Drummond as he strikes out Wynn for out number 2. Metzger will be running on contact. So he will be attempting to steal, and there's a possible error on this play. He's safe. No error. The throw is there, but it is late. So it will be a stolen base by Metzger that puts him in the scoring position for Lee May. Lee May batting in the cleanup spot, batting .329 with 7 home runs and 22 RBIs. He batted .284 with 29 home runs and 72. Blast into his windup and his pitch. It's going to be our first defensive check. The check is going to be on the range of the second baseman. The second baseman has a range of A. So that's the best range you can have. 1 to 36, and it's a hit. That roll of 31, it will get through as it's a hard hit ground ball, gets by Metzger at second, and it will be a single. Metzger will score because of 2 outs. He was running on contact, and that is a 2 outs RBI scoring single by Lee May. Lee May, jump check. He will not be running. Bob Watson comes to the plate, batting .253 with 2 home runs. He batted .313 with 16 home runs in 1972. Seems like the Astros are getting some good rolls here as Snake Eyes brings up the wheelhouse for Bob Watson. Watson's wheelhouse gets right-handed pitching, 1 to 33, and this thing is out of here. Anything 1 to 67 and is a hit. And that roll of 99, he got the offering, but he got under it and lifted a high, deep fly ball into left field, but Willie Stargell was able to get to it and squeeze it for out number 3, but not before a run comes across. And they got a scare there as he took him deep to the track, but we have a 1-0 ball game here in the second inning, and Richie Hebner coming to the plate. Hebner batting .279 with 2 home runs, opposed to his .300 average and 19 home runs in 72. Hebner steps up. Here's the pitch from Durker. It'll be a tough roll of 93, and that's just a fly ball lifted into right field. Jimmy Wynn settles underneath it for out number 1. Can of corn. That'll bring up Manny Sanguillen. The catcher Sanguillen batting .295 with a home run and 10 RBIs. He batted .298 with 7 home runs in 1972. So not much pop to his bat, but he can get it out of here if it's up in the plate. But he gets a tough roll of 95, and that's just another fly ball lifted into left field as Bob Watson settles underneath it. Shallow fly ball for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down, and Bob Robertson coming to the plate. Robertson batting .293 with 6 home runs and 10 RBIs. Batted .193 in the 72 season, so well above his average. Robertson gets the offering. It's an in-play roll of 28, and Robertson continues hitting well as he slaps a single past Metzger at short. Watson fields it, tosses it in, but we have a 2-out single by Bob Robertson. And Gene Alley coming to the plate. Gene Alley batting .186 in this replay with a home run, below his .248 average in 72. Durker looking to close out the inning as Gene Alley steps to the plate. He gets his wheelhouse roll, gets right-handed pitching, 1 in 14 chance for a home run, 1 in 49 chance for a hit. And he gets a wild pitch roll, so the ball gets to the backstop as it's a wild pitch by Durker that allows Robertson into scoring position as Gene Alley gets to swing away. That roll of 34, it will be a single by Gene Alley. It's a line drive into left field. The runner on first will advance 1 base. Runner advances 1 base, and probably because of 2 outs, that will score. No, Robertson runs slowly, but so he cannot make it home. Missed the opportunity to score there by the slow running of Robertson. And now we have runners on the corner for our pitcher, Steve Blass. Blass hitting on pitcher hitting card 9. Here's the pitch to Blass. He'll get a patient roll of 47, but that's just a ground ball to third. Raider up with it over to first, and we have two runners stranded, as that will end the top of the second, and we go to the bottom of the second with Houston still up 1-0. And Doug Raider coming to the plate. Raider batting .237 with 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, batted .235 with 21 home runs in the 72 season. So right about his average. Raider gets the offering. It's an in-play roll of 55, ground ball to third. Richie Hebner up with it, fires it over to first for the 5-3 put out, and out number 1. That's going to bring up Tommy Helms. Helms batting .231 with 2 home runs, batted .260 with 5 home runs in 72. Blasts into his windup and the pitch. It's an in-play roll of 16, and Helms slaps one in front of Roberto Clemente for a 1-out single, and jump check. Now sacrifice bunt check for Edwards, and he will not be bunting. So Edwards will swing away as Helms takes a slight lead. It's going to be a tough roll of 0-3, and he strikes him out. It's a second strikeout for Blast. So now the pitcher, Durker, comes to the plate. Off pitcher hitting card 5. Here's an offering from Blast. It's a patient 78, and that's just a fly ball lifted into center field. Shallow fly ball. Al Oliver settles underneath it for out number 3. Can of corn. And we go to the third inning with the Astros up 1-0 here in Houston. That's going to bring up Dave Cash, leadoff hitter. Rounded to third, his first time up. Cash steps in as Durker goes into the windup. It's an in-play roll of 80. Fly ball into center field. Cesar Cedeno squeezes it for out number 1. It's going to bring up Al Oliver. Doubled his first time up. See if he can repeat that hitting feat as he gets a tough roll of 82. And this, again, is just a fly ball into center field as Cedeno gets his second put out of the inning for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Roberto Clemente. Clemente grounded back to the pitcher his first time up as Durker looks to sit down Clemente. It's going to be a patient roll of 24, and this time Roberto Clemente gets a good one up in the strike zone and smacks it between Watson and Cedeno in left center field. It gets to the wall, and Clemente safely on second with 2 outs, and Willie Stargell coming to the plate. Stargell struck out his first time up. As you can see on Stargell's card, he is in the tough roll, 1-66. He strikes out. So he does not like the tough rolls, and that's what he gets. And that 73 is just a fly ball into left field. Cannot get it done as Clemente is stranded on second as Watson squeezes it for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the third with the Astros still up 1-0. And Roger Metzger coming to the plate. Metzger gets the offering from Blast. Gets a tough roll of 59, and that's just a fly ball into left field. Stargell squeezes it, makes the play for out number 1. It's Cesar Cedeno coming to the plate. Cedeno flew out to left field his first time up as he gets the delivery from Blast. going to be a tough roll of 92. And that's just a ground ball too short. Alley up with it over to Robertson for the 6-3 put out. Out number 2, 2 up and 2 down for Jimmy Wynn. Wynn struck out his first time up as Blast goes into his windup in the pitch. It's an in-play roll of 28, and Wynn gets a 2-out single as he hits it past Robertson at first. That's going to bring Jimmy Wynn. We're going to check for a still jump. Still declined as Lee May steps up. He's 1 for 1 today with an RBI as he singled into right field. May looking to continue his good play. We get a defensive check. This is going to be an error check on the third baseman, who has an error rating of 4. So 1-38, and it is an error. That roll of 56, he will get to it as it's just a ground ball to third. Richie Hebner makes the play, fires it over to first for the 5-3 put out, and out number 3. And we go to the 4th inning with it still 1-0 Houston here in Houston. And Durker facing Richie Hebner. Hebner 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch to Hebner. You get an in-play roll of 0-1, and Hebner gets one up in the strike zone and hits a hard shot off the wall in right center field, and he's safely sliding into second as Jimmy Wynn fires it in, but too late as Hebner slides in safely under the tag for a leadoff double for Hebner. That brings up Manny Sanguin, 0 for 1 on the day. Sanguin, let's check his bunt rating. Let's see, he bunts as an F. He's going to be swinging away. Sanguin gets the offering. It's a wheelhouse to Sanguin. Let's take a look at his card against right-handed pitching. 1-22, and this is gone. 1-56, and it is a hit. That roll of 95 is not what we asked for. Okay, Richie Hebner on second base, attempting to advance to third. He runs it a 5. The arm is a 6. Now we're going to hold. Rich Hebner will not run. Not hitting the left field. Didn't like the odds there, so Hebner is going to stay at second. Bob Robertson coming to the plate. Robertson singled his first time up. Here's a pitch from Durker to Robinson. He's got a patient roll of 63, and that's just a fly ball into right field. That will advance Hebner, that fly ball into right field. And so 2 outs, runner 90 feet from the pay station as Gene Alley comes to the plate. 1 for 1 on the day is Alley. Can he continue his hitting streak and get a run across? He gets an in-play roll of 15, and he does. He singles. That will easily score the runner on third. And we got a tie ball game as Hebner comes in easily, standing up as Gene Alley gets an RBI scoring single with 2 outs. Here in the top of the fourth, we're tied 1-1. Steve Blass coming to the plate. Pitcher gets the offering. It's a patient roll of 40, and he is hit by the pitch. Durker comes up and in on his counterpart, and Steve Blass rubbing his shoulder. Luckily, that's his left shoulder, not his right, as now Gene Alley and Steve Blass are on first and second for Dave Cash. Leadoff hitters 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center field his last time up. Can he get a hit here with 2 runners on? He gets a tough roll. That tough roll of 17 for Dave Cash. Let's look at his card. 17-19, and he doubles It's a line drive into the alley in center field. All runners score. So he knocks in blast and alley, and it's a 2-run scoring double by Dave Cash. And now the Pirates are up 3-1. And Al Oliver coming to the plate, doubled today. He's 1 for 2. Gets an in-play roll of 21, and it is another hit by Al Oliver. It is a single, hard grounder into left field. Runner on the first will advance a base. Dave Cash, because he was running on contact, takes an extra base, and we have another run across, and it is now 4-1 Pittsburgh here in the top of the fourth, as they're bringing the runs in across here in the fourth. That's the fourth run to score here in the fourth inning. And Clemente getting an in-play roll of 32, and that will be another hit. It's an opposite field liner into right field. Runner on the first will advance 2 bases. Runner on second scores. We'll have a runner on first, and we'll now have runners on the corners for Willie Stargell. His 0 for 2 on the day. Can he bring more runners across, as we've had a big inning here in the fourth? 4 runs across already. 2 runners on base on the corners for Willie Stargell, as Durker looks to just get out of this inning. It's another in-play roll, and it's an in-play roll of 0-5, as the dice is being cruel to Durker. That is going to be a double by Willie Stargell. It's a drive down the line into right field. Runner advances 2 bases. So that's going to score. That's going to clear the bases. 6 runs across here in the fourth inning. And the AI manager is making a pitcher change. Tom Griffin will replace Durker. He's fatigued because he's allowed 6 runs in 1 inning. And that's going to bring in a new pitcher, as we have a 6-run inning here for the Pirates, running Durker out of the game, and Tom Griffin's going to come to the plate. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings in this 72 replay, striking out 4 and walking 3 with a .75 whip. In the season, he was 5-4 with a 3.24 whip with 3 saves, striking out 83 and walking 38. So Griffin comes in to relieve Durker, who gets run out of the game here in the fourth inning. Tom Griffin facing Richie Hebner. Hebner has doubled on the day. Griffin looking to get them out of this inning. He gets a patient roll of 94, and that high roll will just be a fly ball into right field, but that will end the inning, but not before 6 runs come across. And the Pittsburgh Pirates take a 6-1 lead here going to the bottom of the fourth. Big inning for the Pirates, as Steve Blass is feeling better about his chances now, as he's got a 5-run cushion here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bob Watson coming to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. Watson gets the offering from Blass. It's going to be a tough roll of 60, and that's a ground ball to first. Robertson makes the play, steps on the bag himself for the 3 unassisted. And 1 down for Doug Rader. Rader, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to third his first time up. Blass into his windup and the pitch. It's another in-play roll of 51. That's a ground ball back to first, as Robertson again makes the play for out number 2, 2 up and 2 down, as Robertson's getting his opportunities this inning. That brings up Tommy Helms. Helms, 1 for 1 on the day. Single into left field his first time up. It's going to be a patient roll of 49. That's just a ground ball back to first, as this is a hot inning for Robertson, as he puts out the entire side for 3 up and 3 down. And we go to the 5th with the Pirates up 6-1. Tom Griffin still on the mound. Griffin is a tier 3 starter. tier 3 solid is what his card says. Sanguin 0 for 2 on the day. Gets a tough roll of 54, and that's just a ground ball to third. Raider up with it, fires it over to first for out number 1. That brings up Bob Robertson, 1 for 2 on the day. Is Robertson flew out to right field his last time up. Griffin looking to get through the inning once again. He gets another tough roll of 0-5, and that will be the first strikeout for Griffin. As Robertson goes down swinging. It's 2 down. That's going to bring up Gene Alley, 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Singles both times. Gene Alley gets the offering. It's another tough roll of 73, and that's just a ground ball to second. That's good ending for Griffin as it's 3 up and 3 down with a 4-3 put out. We go to the bottom of the 5th with Pirates up 6-1. Johnny Edwards coming to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout is the catcher. Blass looks to repeat that offering, but he gets an in-play roll. But that's just going to be a roll of 78, which is fly ball into center field. Al Oliver cannot corn as he makes that play easily for out number 1. That's going to bring up Tom Griffin, the pitcher. Getting off pitcher hitting card 14, which is, if you look at the pitcher hitting card at 14, pretty good pitcher hitting card. 1 to 30. If he gets a wheelhouse, he's got a 1 to 56 chance for a hit. See what offering he gets here. He gets an in-play roll of 43, and in plays just got a 1 to 37 chance for a hit. That roll of 43 is just a comebacker to Blass, who makes the play easily over to first for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Roger Metzger, 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Flew out to left field his last time up. Blass into his windup and the pitch. It's going to be a ballpark roll. Let's look at the Astrodome card against right-handed batters. This will not be the case because Metzger is a switch hitter, so he's going to be a left-handed batter. 1 to 39 chance for wheelhouse. See what he gets here. It's a 64. That's just going to be an in-play roll of 80, and that's just a fly ball into center field. He had one up in the strike zone, but he just lifts it into center field for out number 3. Missed opportunity as he got that ballpark roll. So we go to the 6th inning with the Pittsburgh Pirates comfortably ahead 6-1. Pitcher Steve Blass coming to the plate. And he gets the offering from Griffin. And it's going to be a patient roll of 79, which will be a fly ball into center field. Cedeno under it for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for Dave Cash. 1 for 3 on the day with a double and 2 RBIs for Cash. It's a tough roll of 92, and that's just a ground ball too short. Metzger up with it over to first for the 6-3 put out. And out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Al Oliver. Oliver, 2 for 3 on the day with a double and an RBI. Here's the pitch to Oliver. Another tough roll of 28, and Oliver continues the hot hitting as he gets that roll of 28. You can see on Oliver's card, 21 to 33, and that will be a single. So he singles to get on. So we have a runner on first for Roberto Clemente, who's 2 for 3 on the day with a double. Clemente gets the offering from Griffin. It's a ballpark roll. Again, the right-handed hitting Clemente has a 1 to 52 chance for a wheelhouse. He will get the wheelhouse roll. His wheelhouse against right-handed pitching. And he misses the opportunity as he just hits a deep fly ball into center field as Cedeno goes to the warning track, but it's just a long out for out number 3. So a missed opportunity there for Clemente, but it's still a 6-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Cesar Cedeno coming to the plate. Blass In 5 innings pitched, has faced 19 batters, allowing 4 hits and striking out 2 and allowing a run. Cedeno gets a ballpark roll, and he gets an in-play roll. You can see 1-52 was his chance for Wheelhouse. That roll of 63 is in play. In play 55 is just a line shot to second base that Dave Cash stabs out of the air for out number 1. Hard hit ball, but Cash played it well. Now Jimmy Wynn coming to the plate. Wynn 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. He gets a patient roll of 62, and that will be a walk, as you can see on his patient card, just inside. If he'd have rolled 63, it would have been a double, but that's a walk by Steve Blass. That's his first walk on the day. Jimmy Wynn safely on first as Lee May comes to the plate. And here's the offering from Blass. It's an in-play roll of 84, and that's just a fly ball into center field. Al Oliver settles underneath it for out number 2. Wynn could not advance as Bob Watson comes to the plate. Wynn will be running on contact with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Watson. And it's going to be a defensive check. This time it's going to be a range check on the shortstop, who has a range of B. 1-50, and this is a hit. That roll of 58, though, is outside of that range. And that's going to be a ground ball too short. Alley over to first for the 6-3 put out as he makes the play easily for out number 3. And we go to the top of the 7th. And the manager's going to make a pitching change. George Culver replaces Tom Griffin. The reliever was fatigued. Culver in this replay with a 1.5 ERA, striking out 8, walking 5 with a 1.08 whip. In the 72 season, he was 6-2 with a 3.05 ERA. Culver in relief faces the hard-hitting Willie Stargell. Stargell gets a wheelhouse. That's what he did not want, as Culver comes in and offers up a fat one to Willie Stargell. As you can see, against right-handed pitching, 1-73, and this is out of here. And it is. Willie Stargell gets one up in the zone and parks it in the seats for a leadoff home run as Culver comes in and offers up a fat one. It's now 7-1 as the Pittsburgh Pirates lead comfortably here in Houston. Richie Hebner coming to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day as he high-fives Stargell going back to the dugout. Hebner gets a tough roll of 57, and that's just a ground ball to third. Rader up with it over to first for the 5-3 put out and out number 1. That's going to bring up Manny Sanguillen, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Sanguillen gets a tough roll of 92, and that's just a ground ball too short. Metzger over to May for the 6-3 put out and out number 2. That brings up Bob Robertson, 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. Robertson facing Culver. Gets a patient roll of 95, but that's just a fly ball into left field for the 3rd out, but not before another run comes across on the Willie Stargell home run. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. As Take Me Out to the Ball Game plays. And coming to the plate for the Houston Astros as they trail 7-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the seventh. For some reason, my camera has died on me. Let's see what I can do to get that back up. There I am. Sorry about that. I know my audio was still going, but my ugly mug was not up there. Raider coming to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch from Glass. It's another in-play roll of 23, and Raider comes up with a lead-off single here to start off the bottom of the seventh. And we're going to get a sacrifice bunt check on Helms. And that fails, but the AI is going to put the hit and run on. Tommy Helms looks to swing away. He's getting a tough roll of 17, and that is a double by Helms, as you can see on his card. The tough roll, 16 to 18, is a double. And that will score Raider. So that's a extra bases by Helms as he rips a double into the outfield. And it's a 7-2 ball game here now. And we'll get a bunt check on Edwards. And that fails. Edwards looking to swing away. He gets an in-play roll of 68. That's just a ground ball too short. Runner advancement check. Runner on second holds, batter out at first. So Eugene Alley looks back Helms and then fires over to first for the 6-3 put out. Now we have a pinch hitter. Let's see if he can lay down a bunt. No bunt. It's not in range. So Norm Miller comes in. Miller, batting 231 in this replay, batted 243 in the real world. So Miller looking to advance Helms. He gets a ballpark check, and it's going to be in his wheelhouse against right-handed pitching. He gets that roll of 85, which will just be a ground ball to second. Advancement check. Again, runner on second this time will advance to third and the batter out at first. So he does advance Helms as he's now 90 feet from home plate for Roger Metzger. Metzger 1 for 3 on the day. Can he bring another run across as he gets a patient roll of a 0-0? Rare play. Pitcher uncorks a breaking pitch that bounces before the plate. And that Metzger also makes it to second. Not sure what happened there. Look at play results. So the pitcher uncorks a breaking pitch that bounces before the plate and gets by the catcher for a wild pitch. Runners advance one base. If the pitcher's wild pitch range is 30, the next pitch is also wild and runner advance one base. So he's uncorked two wild pitches. So it's a 7-3 ball game now, and another runner in scoring position for Cesar Cedeno, who is 0 for 3 on the day. So 2 wild pitches by Blas. And he gets a patient roll of 08, and it's another wall because Blas is now getting wild here in the bottom of the seventh. 2 runners on for Jimmy Wynn. Blas is looking to pitch himself out of this inning. Gets an in-play roll of 18, and it is a single. And that's going to score Metzger, and we got a 7-4 ball game here. And Blas is slowly losing it here. And for me, that's going to be it, as I'm going to bring in no, I'm not going to bring him in. No, not yet. Let's see if he can pitch himself out of it, and I'll bring him. He's batting second in the next inning, so let's leave him in. Lee May stepping up. Here's the pitch to May, and it's in his wheelhouse. And that 94, whoo, Blast is wiping the sweat off his forehead as he offered up that fat one, but Lee May got too much underneath it. And Willie Stargell to the warning track, but he makes the play for out number 3. And Blast makes it out of the inning, but not before 3 runs come across. And we have a new pitcher for the Astros. Fred Gladding enters. It's a pinch hit replacement. Gladding with a 5-6 record and 2.77 ERA and 72. And Gene Alley comes to the plate. Here's the pitch to Alley. It's an in-play roll of 68. That's just a ground ball, 2-2. Tommy Helms up with it, fires it to first for the 4-3 put out. And that's going to bring up Blast. And we're going to pinch hit for Blast as his day is done. Who should we bring in? Let's bring in Dabaello. I don't know how to pronounce that. And I always bring him in for some reason. Lefty-righty matchup is DeVeo. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, DeVeo. Here's the offering. He gets a patient roll of 57, and he just grounds it to first. Lee May up with it. Steps on the bag for 3 unassisted and 2 down as Dave Cash comes to the plate. Cash 1 for 4 on the day with a double and 2 RBIs. He gets a defensive check. It's going to be an error check on the second baseman, who has an error rating of 4. So pretty good. And that 40 is just above his error of 38. So that will be an out. And that's just a ground ball, 2-2. 4-3 put out. And that's out number 3. And we go to bottom of the 8th. I need a pitcher. I need to bring in a right-handed pitcher. Bring in relief pitchers. Let's bring in Giusti, or however you pronounce that. Giusti, 1.13 ERA in this replay. In 16 innings, he struck out 12, has not walked, has a .81 ERA. So he's pitched well in his outings as Watson comes to the plate. 0 for 3 on the day as Watson gets a tough roll of 78, and that's just a fly ball into center field for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down, and Doug Rader coming to the plate. Rader 1 for 3 on the day as Giusti goes into his wind up. He gets a tough roll of 80, and that's another fly ball into center field. Al Oliver 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Tommy Helms coming to the plate. 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI is Helms. Gets another tough roll of 33, and that's just a pop-up to second base as Dave Cash drifts into shallow right field for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down as Giusti comes in and sits down the side, and we go to the 9th with the Pirates up 7-4. And Fred Gladding still on the mound as Al Oliver steps to the plate. 3 for 4 on the day with an RBI. And he gets a ballpark roll. And it's going to be an in-play roll with that roll of 56. And that's just going to be a ground ball 2/3 as Doug Rader fields it, fires it over to first for the 5-3 put out and out number 1. And that brings up Roberto Clemente, 2 for 4 on the day as Clemente, as he gets an in-play roll of 23. And Clemente continues his hot hitting as he hits a single. He slaps a single and finds a hole in the infield. And Clemente is safely on at first for Stargell, who homered his last time up. See if he can repeat that performance. He will not, as he gets a tough roll this time. But as you can see, that roll of 67 is just outside of his strikeout roll. 67 to 68 is a double, so he gets that double roll. And Roberto Clemente will score all the way from first. It's a standing double as he hits a line shot off the wall. And another run comes across, and Stargell having a good day as he drives in Clemente. And Richie Hebner coming to the plate with a runner on second in Stargell. Hebner gets an in-play roll of 21, and that will be a single. It's a line drive into center field. The runner on first advances 2 bases. Runner on second will score. Stargell scores as Hebner drives in a run, and that's going to run Gladding out as Jim Ray replaces Gladding because he is fatigued. Let's look at Jim Ray. Ray on this replay, 2.2 ERA, 4.28 in 72. Ray, the right-hander, goes into his windup against Sanguillen. He offers up a wheelhouse to Sanguillen, so he gets one up in the zone. Sanguillen, right-handed batter. His wheelhouse against right-handed pitching, 1-22, and this thing is gone. He gets a roll of 93, though, and that's just a fly ball lifted into left field. Watson settles underneath it for out number 2 as he takes him to the warning track, but not deep enough. And Hebner will be running on contact as Robertson comes to the plate, 1 for 4 on the day. He gets a tough roll of 19, and Frank Drummond, for out number 3, he strikes him out. We go to the bottom of the ninth with the Pirates up 9-4 as another run comes across. 2 runs, come across in the ninth. It's a 9-4 game as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Giusti still on the mound. Giusti, or however you pronounce it. Johnny Edwards coming to the plate. Edwards batting .258 in this replay. The AI will leave him in as he gets the offering. It's going to be a tough roll of 30, and good choice as Edwards smacks one in. He rips a double into the outfield and a leadoff double, and they're checking for a bunt. No bunt. It's out of the range. So Jesus Alou pinch hitting. Let's take a look at his numbers. In this replay, he's batting .400. He batted .312 in the real world. Alou gets the offering. It's an in-play roll of 42. That's just a ground ball to first. And runner on second will advance to third. So he does get the runner down to third. Robertson makes the play, cannot get Edwards advancing to third, as now with 1 out, runner on third, Metzger coming to the plate. Here's the pitcher's roll. It's a tough roll of 17, and he gets what he needed as Metzger's swing and a miss as he gets him on the curveball. For out number 2, just what the doctor ordered as Giusti strikes out Metzger. And that brings Cedeno to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. Will he go for 0 for 4? It's an in-play roll of 0-4, and he will not as Cedeno gets one up and in. He hits a deep drive off the wall in left field, and the runners will advance. So he hits a double scoring Edwards, and That will bring up Jimmy Wynn with a runner in scoring position and a 9-5 ball game as Giusti looks to just close out this game after he throws down the rosin bag and goes into the windup. He gives a tough roll of 85, and that's just what he ordered. Gene Alley with the hard ground ball over to Furch for the 6-3 put out, and that is our ball game. And who is our MVP? None other than Willie Stargell. 3 for 5 on the day with a home run and 4 RBIs, 2 doubles and a home run. Great game by Stargell here. So we'll just go ahead and end this game. Go back into the lineups, and you can see Pirates moved up into third now at 12-9. Just one game back of the Mets, but we're going to go ahead and play out the rest of the games today. That's the second loss in a row for the Astros. But now we're going to sim the games. Let's switch over to the games. Sim the games for today. Import today's games. And let's go back to the 12th so we can look at those games and the standings. And unfortunately for the Pirates, the teams ahead of them both won. So keeping ahead of the Pirates, we're still just 1.5 games back. The Astros, with their second loss, are just now 2.5 games up on the Dodgers, who won their game and have a winning streak of 2. And that's going to be our game for today. Let's go ahead and exit out. And that'll bring me back to your screen. And I hope you've enjoyed the game. I know I did. Hope you have a good day. Give God glory in all that you do. Soli Deo Glory.